Welcome back to another episode of Back to the Nets, guys. With us, we have Kayur and Samved, as usual, to discuss
Hello.
the week that has gone by and the week that is about to unfold for us Arsenal fans. Guys, welcome back.
Hello. Hi,
We
everyone.
the last time we spoke, it was before the West Ham match, where we were all optimistic about it, and we were optimistic about the performance, how Arsenal would be in general, but the performance was something that a lot of people questioned it. But then we did come up with 3 points. So on that note, you were very positive. Overall, to see about Arsenal this season, and the West Ham match was probably not a downer, but it gave us some reality checks as to what our team lacks. So, what were your thoughts on that match in general?
It was a hard-fought victory. West Ham kept their shape throughout, I think, and that is what David Moyes and all his teams do. I do still feel that we lack creativity in the midfield. Like we are pretty unidimensional, try to take the ball through the wings and then try to come in
Yeah,
between. So that is something that I feel that is lacking. And if teams decide to sit back and defend against us, we may draw points against good teams. West Ham, I know that
yeah,
eventually they got tired defending, and it took away quite a bit. And Eddie was in the right place, right time. But
yeah.
I think bigger teams we might have a problem against.
Yeah, and one of the things that was noticed, I don't have the stat with me, but from what I have read, I can confirm this later maybe, that between Xhaka and Ceballos, our central midfielders, they had 212 passes. And out of 212 passes, the number of, final third passes were, when a two central midfielders have 212 passes between them, you expect something more decisive. No doubt, the assist did come from Ceballos at the end, but when you see them dictating, I mean, having so many passes, you expect it to be more. But then maybe it was just in the middle, but we were clearly lacking something in the final third. So, Samved, your thoughts on how is our midfield lacking creativity right now, especially in the
Uh,
center part?
see, definitely, I think we had discussed this last time around also. We are
Yeah,
definitely lacking in midfield. And, like you rightly said, West Ham was a good reality check for us. Even though, we've made a lot of improvement from what the team was under Emery to now what it is right now. I think, it will be unfair on Arteta if he has to go into this next season without any further
yeah,
improvements to the squad. Think getting Oyer should be the priority right now. And I also feel that we are lacking in the defensive midfield department also. Perhaps the game against Liverpool will give us a better
yeah,
idea. But given what we've seen, there is still something missing. Not just in the creativity
yeah,
part of it, but also we need somebody, a really strong force in front of our defense, because we've been found out,
yeah,
even in the first game against Fulham, if you see,
yeah,
there were a couple of times when they were able to get past our defense very easily. I think that remains these two areas remain a big area of concern
yeah,
for us. And mostly, see, we may cover the defensive part of it. I think we have the players, but at least when it comes to creativity, when you see our two central midfielders just passing square, just
yeah.
passing between them without any decisiveness, it is a clear indication that we need somebody to fill that hole, the number 10 hole.
Yeah. So if I look at it, I mean, one thing that West Ham did really well the other day was they kept, they packed their central mid so that we, like Ceballos and Xhaka, didn't get the freedom to play,
Hmm.
which was a good tactic. So a lot of people criticize Arsenal, but credit had to be given to West Ham for, cutting off that passing there. And then there were other impacts which I feel with Tierney not being there they cut off the left out ball for us. Because Tierney is one person who does provide us with width and good in attack.
Hmm.
So it is that. So one thing, Kayur, if I look at the situation right now, it's like after the West Ham match, everybody realized that okay, we missed that creative presence. So someone like an hour will definitely improve us. But do you think there is an argument to be made that tomorrow, if we are playing a very good team, as Samved pointed out, that is against someone like Liverpool, where you'll be dominated by Mane, Salah, Firmino, and now they have even Jota or even Thiago. Do you feel, in such matches we'll also find out that we as a team lack a physical presence, an engine in the midfield, which brings me back to the point of Thomas Partey. So if you had to choose between a Thomas Partey or an Aouar, if it was one of the two, who would you prefer in this? We have had this discussion before, but let's just come back to it after a couple of matches. Like, who would
I
you
would
prefer?
definitely
A
prefer
Thomas
our
Partey?
definitely
Okay.
prefer our because I firmly believe that at the end of the day, if you score more goals than the opposition, you walk away with 3 points. Party
Yes.
defensively is defenses win you championship, and I believe that Chaka is nowhere a
Yes.
defensive midfielder that I mean I feel we already have a better defensive midfielder. If we have to makeshift Luis, he can do exactly everything that Jaka could, and he's a little bit more athletic than Jaka is. Tracking
Yeah.
back, Luis could do it a little bit better, and long passes, that is what Luis is better at, and Jaka has probably got the only thing. What is different is Jaka shoots from midfield once in a while, but he has lost that charm as well. So with the sideways passing, I'm not surprised. But against a quality team like Liverpool that we will be
Yeah.
facing, I will be happy to have maybe throw in an
Our
LDP
yeah.
for that additional defensive boost. Away
Yeah.
game against
Yeah.
Anfield, I'll be happy with a point. I will
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
realistic and say I'll be happy with a point. I'm not too optimistic about this weekend, but let's just keep our fingers crossed and hope
Yeah.
Arteta
Yeah.
does what
We'll
he can.
come. Yeah, we'll come back to the Liverpool game soon. So yeah, I think that the West Ham game did show us quite the main issues in midfield that we have, and we have less than 10 days left in the transfer market. So really hope we do fix those issues and get our squad back to a very very competitive level. So right now, as everyone knows, that there are a lot of rumors about Arsenal going to make a second bid for Aouar, and I hope that second bid is the one which will get accepted and he does join us. So looking forward to that. And fingers crossed, if we can get by the deadline day, we can get a strong physical engine. If not Partey, maybe someone else, but someone quality. That's it. Like, our team will be right up there. Then moving on to the rest of the week, we came to the Leicester match, which was quite a unique match for us. And Samvit, what was your take on the Leicester match that we played?
Um, I was actually very surprised with the team selection, because you don't really expect Arsenal to play almost a full strength team.
Yeah, the full
League Cup,
side.
yeah, League Cup is something that we've always looked at it as a competition where we test our academy prospects and things
Yeah,
like that. But I think it also shows the desire that perhaps
yeah,
this is what the project of Arteta is. If you look at teams like Manchester City, they they have they definitely have a very strong bench.
yeah,
Perhaps a lot of the players that they leave out on the bench would start in some of the top teams, including
exactly.
Arsenal.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if it makes sense that we are trying to win the competition that we are in. From that point of view, I think that was a very good thing. The
yeah,
game against Leicester itself, I think it was pretty how you would expect us to play. Because I expected us to win even if we had played our academy players.
yeah,
But I think the game against Leicester also showed that we are missing something in the center of the midfield.
yeah,
So those two games the last week, I think it was a very good reality check for us.
yeah,
Just one more point I would like to add.
yeah.
There are some discussions about Wilfred Zaha also. So maybe
Yeah.
just rumors. What is your guys' take? I personally feel that if it means that say moving Lacazette on, playing Oba through the center and having Zaha on the wings, maybe that could make our attack even more efficient. So what is your guys' take on that?
So if I feel that yeah, I just feel that's a rumor, and that is something coming up from Zaha's side, because Zaha wants to leave Crystal Palace since last season. He's made it clear, and he has been an Arsenal fan. And but I realistically don't see. I mean, if we do get Zaha, but I don't think it'll happen. It would definitely improve the attack quality, because he's a player who can take on two players at a time, and he can give us that spark. But
And
see,
perhaps
a
with
lot of
Zaha, we can play Oba centrally.
Oba in the center, yeah.
Maybe
So
that
those
will help.
questions are there. But I think right now Arteta's system is such that Oba is needed not exactly on the left wing, but more to attack that left channel. And
Hmm.
it's a very tricky one because see, one thing with you get when you if you put Oba in the middle with the current situation setup that we play, he cannot hold up the ball, and the center forward has to drop quite deep to receive the ball and has to kind of create. We'd put Oba in the center right now, and there is a chance we take away his goals, which is
Yeah.
something we cannot afford because Oba does. So maybe, I mean, it could be that I'm saying in a weird way that if we get someone like Zaha, maybe Zaha could be played as a false nine, or you never know. Maybe Pepe, like something
Mhm.
can be worked out, but it would obviously take our attack to the next call level. But I don't see that move happening at least now. And
Mhm.
if not for now, next year he'll be 29 or so, and I don't see it happening. So
Yeah.
uh, it's just a situation.
My
Yeah.
take on
So
that
KU,
is,
yeah,
I feel that it's not the wings that we are suffering, and we already have, like, products like Saka who are pretty much finished. I would say Saka is a
yeah,
good end-to-end provider for us, but what we are lacking is that ball that goes from the midfield to one of these guys.
midfield
That
too.
opening is
Yeah,
where we lack. So Zaha he's definitely an upgrade on Reece Nelson and somebody else on the wings that we have. But I feel that rather than investing in him, unless we are getting him as one of the backup starters or somebody like that, I feel that investment has to be more in the central
yeah,
midfield area.
yeah. So, KU, you brought up a good point about Saka. So, against Liverpool, we had five academy products who started. Against Leicester, we had five academy products, and all of them played pretty well, in my opinion. And two standout performances for me were Reece Nelson and Saka on that night, who really caused Leicester a lot of problems. What was your take on the youngsters who featured against Leicester the other day?
I have a feeling that of all the youngsters that we have, Saka is one who can actually give us a 7 out of 9 or 7 to 9 out of 10 performance consistently. Joe Willock
Yeah,
is he's average. He is like what he does, what a defender does, but not for a top class team. I mean, a midfielder does, but not for a top class team. And Reece Nelson, a lone move could probably benefit him, benefit Arsenal as well in the long run. But I think that if he does go on a lone move this time around, I would rather have him in the PL than go to a
yeah,
championship team or go
yeah.
somewhere outside. He needs that PL experience, take ons and
He needs
crosses and things like that. Those were the two.
yeah because there were
Yeah, go ahead.
no, because the one thing with Nelson, of course, like you can see that Nelson is at a stage wherein he can provide you with some output. He has it in him. He has the talent, but he might not be up to that level that a starting winger would be. So alone would definitely be good. And he's a person who he's shown glimpses of what people have forgotten about him. When he played at in Germany. So he's a talented person, and it would we really need to take advantage of such kind of talent and make get ahead with it. Um Eddie Nketiah scored another goal. Fantastic for him to score two goals. Like it's good to see such academy prospects coming up. One person though who was involved in the first goal, but people have been a bit skeptical about is Nicolas Pepe. Uh, I feel he will come good, but a lot of people are still questioning him. So, someway, what is your take on Nicolas Pepe in general, and how do you see him? You know, what is his situation right now?
See, with Nicolas Pepe, there is no doubting the quality and the talent. I think last year, it is a sort of a difficult transition for people, from coming from the
Yeah,
French league to the Premier League. The difference in quality is, because you see each and every game, there are no easy games in the Premier League. You have to
yeah,
be focused. You have to give your 100% in every game. I think last year he started really well, but as the competition started getting tougher, I think he struggled. It was more about settling in the team, and then again
yeah,
we changed the manager, a completely new system
yeah,
that he had to be integrated into. I think those are the certain things, but look guys, he's still very young, and the
yeah,
he has all the potential in the world. I think it's too early for us to judge Nicolas Pepe. What is happening with him right now, in my opinion, is that Arteta is trying to ease him. Perhaps he understands the
Yeah.
situation that, maybe we may not see him playing, say, each and every game. But definitely, I think moving ahead, I expect him to be much more involved, because we are definitely lacking on the wings, especially on the
Yeah.
right. We have Oba on the left. You see, most of our attacks are happening from the left. As soon as whenever Pepe is on the pitch, you really feel that there is something about to happen. So that
Yeah.
is the kind of
Yeah.
he's sort of a player who can really make the difference. Even if he
Exactly.
comes
Yeah.
off the bench in the last 30 minutes, you can expect a goal from him or an assist, or
Yeah.
just creating chances for the other players. So I really
Yeah.
expect him to be an integral part of the team. There's no question about highest one of our
Yeah. The
yeah
transfer record, basically.
one of the highest transfers. So you really we need to give him some more time. I think with if we get
Yeah.
a few more players, we'll actually see. Because like Kayur had pointed out, we are missing that creative midfielder who can play that ball
Yeah.
to our wingers. And I think that is what is lacking with Pepe. If you look at his
Yeah.
performances, he has to start from really deep, and
Yeah. He has to start from deep.
can't
Yeah.
expect you really can't expect your wingers to do both those roles.
Yeah. True.
Obviously, when it comes to defending, he's always there. I think if
Yeah.
we get the right personnel, we might just be able to see a
True.
very good season from Pepe as well.
Yeah. Of course, that is it. Now moving on to the end of the week, wherein like a couple of things that have come up in the on over the last couple of days was one was Aubameyang, who gave his interview regarding his contract. He mentioned something about how important Arteta was towards him signing a new contract. Then yesterday we had an interview with of Xhaka, who also said the same thing about how important Arteta was to turning his season around. A person who was almost out of the club after the full captaincy debacle that took place, and followed by that, even Jurgen Klopp has praised Arteta quite a bit. And with all this being said, we go to Liverpool, where Arteta is representing Arsenal. He is the man to look forward for. How do you think, when you have to see Arteta handling this Liverpool game, how do you feel it is going to be? Like, what are just your thoughts about Arteta with Arsenal now and taking on Liverpool as compared to us taking on Liverpool prior to, say, maybe Arteta? Like, how do you think
So
this match is going to be?
my take is, and this is from what I just heard, that maybe Liverpool actually did not have both Thiago as well as Allison in practice today. So there is a high possibility that they may not be starting.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we had talked about it last
Or they
time
could
as
just
well
be
that
mind games from
Liverpool.
Klopp.
No, considering that Liverpool loves to attack from the wings,
Yeah.
and I feel
Yeah.
that it will again be that strategy where we try to
Yeah.
have Tierney and uh, you know we probably play five in the back this time around with uh, Pepe may get a game because Pepe does have that clinical edge to him. He can finish, but it could very well so begin that we
Yeah.
have three and two wing backs that come back to assist our defense and try to shut down their crosses. Because I feel that the team that scores first may eventually control the game. It's going to be a game of our
Yeah.
defense versus their attack, and if we can break them on the
Yeah.
counter attacks, that's I feel is our best chance. We have the pace up front. We
Yeah.
have the ball quality to go over the defenders. So I feel that it will be more of a defensive game, played more in our half more than their half. But I will again reiterate, I'll be happy with a point. Even a 0-0, Liverpool versus Arsenal, a 0-0 is unlikely. But I'll be happy with
Yeah.
a single point walking away from Anfield.
Yeah. So, somewhere, if I had to just say what Keyur has mentioned, he says that we will hit them on the counter attack. Do you feel the same, that we will, like, like how we did it at the Emirates, the same, we'll sit back and let Liverpool play and hit them on the counter? Or do you think with the current squad, how we are based right now, that we will take the game to them? Do you think it will be
See,
a more open?
I think that there are very few teams which can actually attack Liverpool, at least in England, maybe Man City. But Liverpool is also a team, which definitely scores a lot of goals, but they're also quite vulnerable, because they attack so much that, the best way to hit them is on the counter attack. I think that is going to be the strategy. You can expect them to have almost 60 or 65% of the ball. That is going to be the strategy. I don't think I have much to disagree with Keyur on this point. Perhaps the one thing that I would like to say is that, maybe we may look at a four defenders at the back instead of five, because that allows us to have a few extra personnel playing through the center. Because it's not just through the wings. Because if you look at the quality of Liverpool's attack, they have the right players in the creative midfield also. I think it is very important for us to plug all those places. We either might see a 5-4-1 or a 4-3-3 maybe, with our two wingers assisting defensively too.
And another weird thing about this entire setup is that 2 days, I mean, we play them on a Monday night, and a couple of days later, on a Thursday night, we play them in the League Cup again. So, I mean, the team selection and everything is going to be quite interesting, especially for the League Cup. I don't think a lot will change for tomorrow. And then we have Sheffield on Sunday. So I guess it will be a younger side than the one that played against Leicester for the League Cup match. So, guys, let's take in our predictions for tomorrow's game. Keyur, your prediction for the Arsenal, Liverpool versus
am
Arsenal.
Going with 2-1 Liverpool. I will be realistic. 2-1 Liverpool.
Okay. And Samved, your prediction?
I think perhaps a 2-2 or a 3-3. I do believe in our attacking capabilities, but I am also wary that we are lacking defensively.
Yeah.
Because even with the players that we have, I think for our new defenders to integrate into the team, it is too early. So, but I really expect us to score, and that is something which happens with Liverpool. They might win games 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, and then you'll see them drawing 3-3, 4-4, things like that. So it depends a lot on the form of Van Dijk. If he's in the mood, in the zone, then it might be a 3-0 for us. But if he has a slightly off day, then with the kind of attack that we have, I really expect us to hit them on the counter and perhaps salvage a draw for us. What do you expect?
If I'm being optimistic, which I'm not, I would say it would be a 1-1 draw. But realistically, I think it would be like a 3-1 defeat or a 3-1 defeat. That's what I'm going with. Because Liverpool, one thing that Liverpool lacked a plan B, because their attack mainly came via the wings. But now with the addition of Thiago, he brings them a new dimension to create from the middle, which will be very, very important for them. So it's going to be very interesting to see. So yes, I think let's look forward to the Monday night match.
Just fingers crossed it's not a 6-0.
Yeah, as long as it shouldn't be a ham.
One thing that I would like to point out is this might be the first time that we see both Brazilian fullbacks. We see David Luiz and Magalhaes together. So I think that the communication should not be a problem. Both of them Brazilian. So I feel that is one point that I would be optimistic about. But that is just my optimist side. And the other thing is Anfield. The biggest thing about Anfield is the atmosphere, what the people bring up there. Now, if nobody in the stands, I don't know how much that boosts Liverpool's. They don't have the 12th man.
Exactly. Yes, that's a very good point.
One more thing I would like to add. If Luiz does start, I just hope he does not get a red card in the first half.
we need the David Luiz who has showed up against Liverpool in the League Cup match. I mean the league match last season.
Yeah, and definitely not the David Luiz who decides to take a day off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So guys, yes, thank you for joining in. Please do subscribe to the YouTube channel Back to the Nets, and we look forward to catching up with you guys next time. Hopefully next weekend, where we discuss about the matches that are going to be taking place this week, and hopefully there will be positive discussions, and maybe it will be we might be joined in by a couple of players also, and it's the deadline at the last 1 week, 7 to 8 days of the transfer window, so a lot to look forward to, and we will be back here discussing the same thing. So until next time, see you guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
So Elroy
Pleasure being here.
and Samvid, last question before we leave. We play Liverpool twice in a
Yeah,
week,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
If you guys have
Yes.
to pick one, that okay, this is one game that we would like to lose, but this one we have to win. Which one will that be? PL or the Cup?
I say that's a very interesting point for me, because I would obviously want the PL, to win the PL. But the League Cup, even though we don't, I like to have that. I like when the team gets a League Cup run till around December and all, because it gives a chance to a lot of youngsters, new signings. You get to see them shine in that. So I like that. But maybe, for me, the league is the priority this season. Getting back into the Champions League via the league is the most important. So for me, it would be win the league. Don't care about the League Cup.
And for me also, especially if you look at the kind of games that we have coming up, we are possibly heading into Sheffield and Leicester will be the only easy games that we have. We are playing Man City, we are playing Manchester United. Given the kind of games that we have coming up, getting any point from this game against Liverpool, I think, that would really go a long way in deciding how our entire season is going to be. League Cup, I don't really care much about, because let's face it, it is a Mickey Mouse Cup, but obviously it is a trophy at the end of the day. And
Yeah.
we would love to win, but
Yeah.
given the bigger picture here, I would definitely like us to win.
Yeah.
It seems impossible, but still, get a point maybe. That would give us the confidence, in the matches coming ahead.
Sounds good. Well, thank you guys. That was the question. I just
Thank
wanted
you,
to
guys.
see what you guys were thinking about.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
Have a
Yeah.
good rest of
Thank
the
you.
week.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you guys the next.
See you, bye.
Bye bye.